Your potential is limitless with the right mentor. Welcome to the Dhanraj Sir Method, Living the Subject.
All right, today we're off on an incredible journey across India. We're going to explore three completely different natural worlds. I'm talking about forests shaped by some of the most extreme conditions you can even imagine. I mean, it's a pretty wild question, right? How can just one country be home to such mind-blowing diversity? Well, that's what we're here to figure out. Together, we're going to uncover some of the amazing secrets of survival hidden away in these ecosystems. Okay, so our expedition kicks off way up high in the Himalayas. It's a place that's just, breathtakingly beautiful, but also incredibly tough. This is the realm of the mountain forests. So you'll find these forests mainly in Himalayas, but also down in peninsular regions like the Nilgiri Hills. And the conditions here are, well, they're really specific. Think about it. Temperatures hovering around a cool 12 to 13 degrees Celsius, plus a whole lot of rain. That exact mix creates a world that's totally unique. And as you go higher up, you start to notice something interesting. The trees, like the cheer pine and the blue pine, they're pretty much all shaped like cones. So you have to ask yourself, why that shape? What's the deal with the cone? What advantage could that possibly give them? Well, the answer is just, it's brilliant in its simplicity. Think about it. In a place that gets tons of snow, a flat-topped tree would be a total disaster, right? The branches would just snap under the weight. But a cone? The snow slides right off. It is a perfect survival strategy, basically written in the language of geometry. All right, let's leave those chilly peaks behind us. We're heading way down into the hot, dry plains of western and central India. Welcome to a totally different world, the tropical thorn forests. And wow, talk about a stark contrast. The average temperature here is more than double what we saw in the mountains. And rainfall? Forget about it. We're talking less than 50 centimeters a year. The air is just dry. This whole environment is pretty much defined by the one thing it doesn't have: water. So it seems almost impossible for anything, let alone a tree, to survive out here. I mean, how on earth do species like the acacia even find enough water to stay alive in a place that offers, well, next to nothing? The answer is pretty amazing. They've basically become masters of survival. These plants are called xerophytes, and they have some unbelievable tricks up their sleeve. Take the acacia, for example. It grows these incredibly long tap roots that just tunnel deep, deep into the earth, searching for groundwater way below the dry surface. They're not waiting around for rain to show up. They go out and find the water themselves. And for our final stop, we're heading to the coast. This is one of the most dynamic, most challenging ecosystems on the entire planet, the littoral or tidal forests. This is where freshwater from the rivers clashes with the salt water of the sea. Okay, just try to imagine living here. Your feet are always stuck in wet, marshy soil. You're getting pounded by tides day in and day out, and the water is salty. This is the world of the mangroves, like you see in the famous Sundarbans. And here, the big challenge isn't a lack of water, it's having way too much of it, and the wrong kind at that. And this brings up a huge biological puzzle. See, plant roots need oxygen to live, right? But here, they're completely buried in thick, waterlogged mud that has almost no oxygen in it. So how in the world do they breathe? This is where we see adaptation that is just next level. These trees have evolved something incredible called pneumatophores. You can think of them as breathing roots. They literally send roots growing straight up out of the mud and into the open air. And these roots have tiny pores that work just like snorkels, letting the tree pull oxygen right out of the atmosphere. It's an absolutely ingenious solution to a life or death problem. So we've seen it all, haven't we? Forests of snow, forests of sand, and forests born from the sea. It's an incredible display of life's diversity. But now I want us to zoom out for a minute. Let's talk about why all these forests, every single one, are so fundamentally important to all of us, no matter where we call home. You hear this comparison a lot, and for good reason. It's such a powerful analogy. Our lungs breathe in oxygen and breathe out carbon dioxide to keep us going. Well, forests do pretty much the exact opposite, but they do it on a massive planetary scale. They play an absolutely critical role in the very air that we all breathe. But honestly, their job goes way beyond just breathing for the planet. They soak up atmospheric carbon dioxide, which is a huge deal. They create rich, fertile soil. Their roots literally hold the ground together, stopping erosion and preventing floods. They help refill our underground water supplies. They even help control the climate. Forests are, without a doubt, the ultimate life support system for Earth. But here's the scary part. This vital, essential life support system, it's under threat. So what happens when these critical ecosystems start to disappear? That brings us to the really urgent issue of deforestation. And the pressures are just immense. Our population is growing, so we need more land for agriculture. Our cities and industries are constantly expanding. Huge projects like dams end up flooding enormous forested areas. And then you've got vast stretches of forest being cleared for cattle to graze. Every single one of these is a human-driven force that's chipping away at our forest cover. And the consequences, they're severe. It's like a domino effect. When the forests go, rainfall patterns can change, leading to more droughts. Without tree roots to hold it, soil washes away into rivers, which can cause terrible floods. And here's the big one. With fewer trees to soak up CO2, more of it gets trapped in our atmosphere. That speeds up global warming, and that affects every single one of us. Okay, so understanding the problem is one thing, and it's a crucial first step. But now we need to talk about solutions. We know what's going on. So the real question becomes, what can we actually do about it? How do we go about protecting and hopefully restoring these vital ecosystems? So two really important words you hear a lot are afforestation and reforestation. Think of it this way. Afforestation is like building a brand new forest from scratch, on land that didn't have one before. Reforestation, on the other hand, is like renovating an old one. It's about bringing back a forest that's been damaged or cleared away. We absolutely need both of these in our conservation tool. Look, there's no single magic bullet here. The approach has to hit the problem from a bunch of different angles. For starters, we need stronger laws to stop deforestation, and we need to actually enforce them. But, rules from the top aren't enough. It's absolutely critical to get local communities involved, the people who actually live in and around these forests. We also have to find other sources of energy, like solar or hydro, so we're less reliant on firewood. And finally, if a tree has to come down, there should be a rule. You plant 10 new ones to take its place. That kind of aggressive replacement can make a real difference. And all of this leads to a really powerful idea called social forestry. Now, this isn't just about planting trees for the sake of planting trees. It's a whole approach that puts people at the center. The goal is to manage forests in a way that helps the environment, sure, but also helps local communities develop and thrive. It's about finding that sweet spot where both people and forests can win. So, from the snowy peaks of the Himalayas all the way down to the salty shores of the Sundarbans, what a journey. We've seen how incredibly resilient life can be, how it adapts and thrives in the toughest spots, but we've also seen just how fragile these amazing systems are. So I'll leave you with this to think about. If forests really are the lungs of our planet, what does each new tree we plant really represent? It's more than just wood and leaves, right? It's a promise. It's a breath of fresh air for our future.